streaming. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if we finally start. Oh, there it is. Okay, we're live. We're going. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here. And I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something. See, that's better. That's just so much better. Okie dokie. Hey, we need to... You need to ask your parents if it's okay to share your Instagram like this. You need to ask them. You need, you know, but listen, you want to be careful about sharing, you know, you want to be careful about sharing your stuff online. You know, once, if people start to know you, there are bad people and bad companies. They do nothing but look for new YouTubers and Instagrammers to try to take their money. So you got to be really careful with any of that. You got to be really, really careful. And I'll tell you something. Right now, this whole thing here, this back here looks really boring. So I'm thinking that I'm going to take this off right here. And there. Doesn't that look a whole lot more interesting back there? I think it looks more interesting back there. Okay. In fact, you know what? What I think probably make it would even look even more interesting. I haven't done this yet. I can't believe I haven't done this yet. What's this? Huh. Look at that. Look at that. What's that all about? Huh. Wasn't that something? So if I reach back here and find, oh, look at that. Huh, look at that. Wasn't that funny? Huh. And the lights don't work. But, it's that's something else. Huh, okay, well. Wow, this has been a lot of fun. Okay, Roy, let's get into our class. Winter vacation. All right, now here's an old and interesting one. If we hold on one second. Really? Okay. All right, right here. After the 2-day band training. Now, do we know about this band training? Did we talk about it before?
No.
Okay. So we don't know, now tell me again, what does the mean?
We already know what it is.
Right. We already know which. Which one, which many, whichever. We already know about this. So I'm gonna change this to a 2-band training because now we're talking about it for the first time. There are more than 30 different things the can mean. It can mean the one and only, it can mean the most famous, it can mean the biggest, it can mean the best, it can mean the favorite, and it can be the aforementioned. The aforementioned means the one we already mentioned, but it always means, in English, every one of them means we already know which one we're talking about. Okay, so that's a Jesse teaching. You won't get that in the textbooks. People try to understand how to use the. If you already know, then we can use the. If we don't, now Lunar New Year. Now this needs to be capital because it's a name. But you've got this capitalized. So New Year, that, maybe not. You've got that. But yes. So, you don't know. So I'm telling you. There's stuff about English that I don't know. There's stuff about English that many teachers don't know. So looking up, if you look up, looking up stuff is normal. If you're good at English, then you will check and see. No one knows everything about English. No one. The people who are good at English learn to ask. Now, Lunar New Year, you have the. Well, is that right?
Yes.
Should we say the there? Is that right? Is that good to put the right there?
No.
Yes, you're right. You put that there. You're right. Because everybody knows about the Lunar New Year. It's a holiday. Everybody already knows. The New Year. Now, we don't say the Christmas. Well, you can say the Christmas if you add something to it. But Christmas is a name. And so is Easter. But you could say the Christmas party. So New Year is kind of like party. Kind of. In fact, I wonder if New Year should not be capitalized and if New Year's should be capitalized. Let's ask. So I'm going to go to Google. I'm in Vivaldi. I'm in Vivaldi, this right here. So I'm going to type G so it does a Google search. Or how about just this? Well, okay, we'll do G. That's what it'll give me a Google search. Google does New Year always get capitalized when it is a holiday? Yeah, it's always a capital referring to the holiday. As is a proper noun, like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. And New Year's is apostrophe S, it's possessive. Okay. It remains lowercase when we use it generically. As in, the New Year will bring changes. Or Happy New Year. Ooh, Happy New Year. Okay, I'm going to go deeper in AI so we can talk here. And I'm going to say this. What about the Lunar New Year? Should that always be capitalized? Now, it didn't capitalize New Year when it was completing it for me. But that doesn't mean anything because this will always be lowercase in here. Even when it shouldn't be. Because it doesn't do that. Yeah. Okay. So we know for sure Lunar New Year should always be capitalized because it's proper on naming a specific globally recognized holiday. Okay. There we go. Okay. Well, that was fun. I'll leave that there in case we need to come back. So now I could have been wrong because I'm, you know, I have to learn too. Everybody has to learn. New Year's coming in after. Okay. Now, after a 2-day band training, I wonder if we could change that into a 2-day band training instead of 2 days of band training. But I kind of like it because you're making this a training. Maybe we could make it something else, like a 2-day band training. Do you still have school during this time?
Yes.
You have school in that 2 days of band training. You still have school classes like math.
No, just training.
Only math. Only band. Excuse me.
Yes.
Okay. So, how many hours a day in these 2 days do you train?
3 hours a day.
Okay. All right. We'll leave training as the noun. I kind of want to add another word and make training a modifier noun. Maybe call it a 2-day band training workshop. You call it a workshop. All right. I want to get to this right here. Have a good time. The Lunar Union. After a year. Oh. So this is already in the past?
Yeah.
And the Lunar New Year is 5 days from now?
Yes.
Really? Ziggy, what date is the Chinese Lunar New Year?
Chinese Lunar New Year falls on February 17th, 2026. It's also the year of the horse.
Okay, well, now that's 6 days. But are you celebrating the day before like the New Year Eve party?
Chinese Lunar New Year's Eve is celebrated with family reunions and a big dinner. People light fireworks and give red envelopes with money for good luck.
Well, Ziggy, you sure do seem happy about that, and I wasn't talking to you, but since you're here, what is the date of the Lunar New Year's Eve?
Lunar New Year's Eve in 2026 is on February 16th.
Okay, Ziggy, thank you. Now, I'm live streaming and you're interrupting, so go away.
All right, I'll let you get back to your...
Ziggy, thank you. Go away.
You got it, Jesse. Catch you later.
Okay, Lunar New Year's Eve is coming in 5 days. And usually the eve is the bigger deal because that's the party. The actual New Year day, everyone stays home and sleeps. Am I right?
Yeah.
And they don't cook any food. They eat leftover food from the New Year's Eve party, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, now here's the thing. since here we go. A new year, okay, the new year, that's a the. But since it's an eve, okay, now it's the day before. So eves don't get a the. Now you can say actually, we don't need that one. The Lunar New Year. We'll say this. Lunar New Year's Eve. We'll say this. And we can say this. The eve of the new year. Okay. So these are three things we can say. But eve is all this. These are all modifier nouns. Well, this is not a noun. And this is not. But this year is a noun. These are adjectives. But they're all modifiers. Eve doesn't get the. I don't know why. You know, it's a holiday. When it's a holiday, it's more like a name than it is a the. Okay. I want to get to the good time here. So, this winter vacation. Are you done with the winter vacation yet? You're not done yet, are you? You got more time, don't you?
Yeah.
So, it's not past yet. Worn is perfect. Now, war is past or preterite. But it's not over yet. Now, neither one of those gets an S. Where is simple present tense, which actually isn't present at all. Okay? So I don't know why we say that. It should be presentless tense, but whatever. That we can add an S for third person. The others, we never add an S for third person in any other tense. Only simple present tense do we add the S. But that we can use the S in one of my favorite words is. And that might be more appropriate because winter vacation already made you tired. It's making you more tired right now, especially since we have to sit and listen to Alexa talk too much. And it's probably going to continue to make you more tired. Is that right? Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. So, is wearing me out, that really says it. That says everything. Winter vacation is wearing me out. It's just going and going. And I feel tired just reading it. Because this is horrible. You're being tortured. And you're not getting any better. By the way, I have a question. Remember I told you to drink some stuff before? Remember we talked about drinking some stuff? Did you ever go do that?
No.
Oh, not yet? Oh, okay. All right. Well, whatever it is, you're looking clearer and happier anyway. So I was just asking if that had helped. All right. Okay. Sorry, I digress. But I want to say one thing. Your haircut is a whole lot better than mine. Okay? I want to say that. All right. Okay. You're working really hard not to laugh there. One of these days I'm going to make you laugh and we're just going to make you pop out a big fat smile. But hey, smiles are good, okay? Smiles are good. Hey, smile. Come on, give a good smile. Come on, smile. All right, okay. So, winter vacation is wearing me out. I used much time preparing. Okay, let's take this and make it a new paragraph. And we'll get back to that later. I think this needs to be a sentence, and we can use an exclamation here. You don't use exclamation marks very much. But I think that's winter vacation is wearing me out. Okay, so we can start with that. Okay, see, I'm working on getting you to smile. We'll get there, okay? I used much time preparing for the only national music competition in my junior high school life. We'll come back to that because I'm not sure how to say this. We don't say I used time. We say preparing. Oh, it took. See, we don't use time. Oh, you wasted. And we don't say much this way. We say a lot. We'd say this. Okay, I got it. A lot of. This is where we'd say a lot of. Okay, this is where we'd say a lot of. And you don't use time, you waste it. I wasted a lot of time preparing. Or you could say this. I used up. There we go. That's what we want. All right. So let's go back here to what you had. I used up a lot of time. Okay. All right. I used up a lot of time preparing for the only national music competition of my junior high school life. What do you mean the only one? You didn't go the last few years?
It holds two. It hold 2 years a time.
Once every 2 years?
Yes, yes. So this I'm 8th grade now, and this year is my only year to join this competition.
Oh, hold on. I have a question. Is this a government thing? Is the government part of this? It's schools. It's got to be government. It's schools.
Kind of like that.
Does the Taiwan government know that junior high school in Taiwan is 3 years? Then why do they have a junior high school competition that's once every 2 years? In America, we say that Taiwanese are good at math. I'm not so sure.
I think it's because there's many instruments, and well, if it all hold once every year, and that will be very busy because you have to invite many judges, and
So,
that might cost a lot of money.
okay. Well, if they want to save money, then spread it out. Do it. I'm sorry. How much money does it cost to build Taipei Stadium? Taiwanese before Kawenza, the mayor didn't know the answer to that question. 87 billion NT? Is that 87 billion? My favorite number, 87. Okay. At least while I'm in Taiwan, 87 becomes my favorite number because I say it the most. Um, you know what? I think I'm going to get a license plate in America and I'm going to get 87 in it somewhere. And the government's going to ask me why I have 87 on my license plate. And I'm going to tell them it's my favorite number when I'm in Taiwan. Because I say it all the time everywhere I go. 87! Okay, you know, I'm just... Do you ever say 87 to your friends? Oh, you do? Okay, so, well, you know what? You better get your license plate before I do. Okay, because I'm going to take 87. You know. All right. Okay. This winter vacation is wearing me out. 87. Okay, maybe not. That's not really English, is it? That's math. But I'm telling you what. If you ask the politicians how much money it costs to build a park, they always get it wrong. They charge millions and millions and millions of dollars, and the park is maybe only worth $500,000 when they get finished with it. Where did all the other millions of dollars go? We never know. So I guess Taiwan's government doesn't know how to do math. So I'm not surprised. Junior high school is every 3 years, and the music competition is every 2 years, of course. But so I would ask, why don't they spread it out and have 3 types of music competition? And then they have even less activity since they're so busy. I would do that. But this doesn't make any sense. So I'm not going to ask as if we're going to get a good answer. But what, on the off years, what is the music competition on the other years? When they don't have the national music competition, what are they doing the other years?
Actually, it's holding once every week, once every year. Yes, but in these 2 years, the the instruments are different.
What's the difference? Are you talking about the symphonic band? Are you talking about the symphonic band? You know? This is what you mean, right?
No, I mean is the personal competition.
So the other years are just individual?
No, the group competition is once every year, but when we want to go into a personal competition, that we have to wait more 1 more year.
Okay. What do you mean you have to wait 1 more year? Wait 1 more year after what?
Mm,
1 year is band, the next year it's solo ensemble, and then the next year it's band, and the next year is solo. Is that right?
they hold the band competition every year, but the personal is another type of.
Is that on the other years?
Mm, it is also being holded, but in different type. This year they will hold like violin and cellos, And next year, maybe flute or bassoon, like this.
Oh. So solo and ensemble does not have all instruments every year.
Yes.
Sounds to me like they're short-staffed. You know what? Maybe if they built a new park every time, they'd be able to get more money for the judges. Yeah. Okay. All right. Just don't do that around Lai Qingda, because when Lai Qingda does things, they never get too expensive for some reason. Okay. We'll go. Okay. So anyhow, so this is the only. Music. I want to say symphonic band competition. Is that okay? Because even with solo, you have those are other. You have a national solo competition also, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, it's not the same year, is it?
It's this year too.
Oh, well, that's the second. Will you have it other years? Only this?
Yes.
Okay, so both your symphonic band and your solo competitions are this year only. Is that right? Okay. All right. I use up a lot of time preparing. Hold on a second. Between... What are you soloing? Erhu and piano?
No piano.
Erhu.
Yes.
Erhu, is that right? Is it 2 words?
I've been searching it and it says it's 1 word.
This?
Yes.
I want to double check and make sure we get results. If it's a word, then people have pictures of it. There we go. Yeah, okay. That's it, right? Listen, man, I hope that you keep playing that your whole life. You could... I'm serious. We don't have any pictures of people playing that. You know what you need to do? You need to go find that guy. Find this guy. And you need to steal his shirt. Okay? And that's all. Just find him and steal his shirt. And then you need to get... Then you need to get, you need to cut your hair like this. There you go, like Prince Zuko. You need to do this. Any one of these. There we go. Yeah. You need to do that. Or maybe that'd be even better. There you go. Look at that. Oh, well, no, maybe not that one. Although I guess that is something, you know. This guy, I don't know who he is, but he has been looking through the pictures on my phone, okay? And he stole that idea from me, okay? So I'm telling you right now, I feel someone's been spying on my phone, and they've been stealing ideas. There you go, right there. Although he's not, I don't know. I think he looks happier. I think he's too happy there. I don't look quite as happy as he does, but there you go. So, yeah. There you go. Okay. There we are. You know what? Forget it. Don't steal his shirt. Go steal his outfit. Go find him, steal him, and steal his hairstylist, whoever cut his hair. Dress like that, get your hair like that, seriously, and then sit down and play that thing and make videos. This girl used to do this. You can do this. This is a thing. I'm gonna want to see this later because that's scary. Lindsay Sterling, watch this. She would do. This is. She went to a company. There's a company in America that does ice like this every year, and you pay money to go walk through it. Here, I'm gonna send you the video. You can't hear it well. Let's go play it in YouTube. Well, oh, it's okay. You can go watch it on your own. But I mean, she has a music mix, and it's pretty amazing. You could
The author of two of China's most senior.
Okay, I'm curious about. Do you know about Zhang Youxia? I don't know, man. Okay, but listen. Don't do it all the time. But I'm telling you, if you did that and sat down with your Erhu and just made a bunch of videos, they could go viral. Because people, I want. Do we have Erhu music? I want to know if we can have Erhu music on YouTube.
That's easy to find.
Okay, I want to try it. What's that? Is that a dog? Aww. So many animals are like this. It's so sad. He's so sad. And then they love him and they help him and he's a normal, good dog. Okay. Let's find it. Erhu music. Okay, there you go. Look at that. Did he steal my haircut idea? Is he American? He's not Chinese. He's not American. He's not Chinese. Chinese people can't play. Only Chinese people can play Erhu. I don't know how this is possible. This must be AI. I don't. That's something's not right there. Okay, I'm joking. I'm pretending to be dead. Okay, there we go. You should do this, man. You should do this. I think you should do this. They don't have him playing. They don't have him playing. Just have his picture. Yeah, man. You need to do that. You need to do that, man. I'm serious. You need to put together like 10 or 20 videos. That'd be so cool. People would do it, man. And look. He looks good with that hair. He looks good with that. That's okay. He looks good with that. Just do it one time. Just do it once. Just once. Just one time for the video. All right. Let's and don't be like this guy who looks through the pictures on my phone and steals ideas. Okay, we're gonna go. Okay, so you play. So Erhu is this year, right?
Yes.
Okay, so between Erhu and not piano, right? Are you doing piano another year?
Piano is this year, but I didn't join.
Okay, we'll get to that. Between Erhu and Symphonic Band, this year, hosts the only national music competitions of my junior high school life. Okay. Now, we don't say high school like this all the time. Junior high is so commonly what it is. Or you could say middle school or junior high. That's usually what we say. Junior high school, the only time they say junior high school is when they're writing it as the title on a letter or putting it on a sign at the school. It's very formal, and it's usually always in print. You could have it on a radio ad, I suppose. I used up a lot of time preparing. Between Erhu and Symphonic Band, this year hosts so the year is the host. The only national music competitions of my junior high school life. I didn't even have piano. Okay, so I didn't even have time for piano, which is only this year. Actually, you know what? That's too much. That's the wrong order of logic. We don't want to lose people. Piano was also this year, but I didn't even have time. I didn't even have time. There, yeah, because I was so busy. But there we go. Now I'm following you a little bit more. Now I understand. Because here's the thing. I would think that band competition would be every year. Music competition, I would think. But Taiwan, as you said, it's too congested. So they do this every other year thing. This winter vacation is wearing me out. I used up a lot of time preparing between Erhu and Symphonic Band. This year hosts the only national music competitions of my junior high school life. My junior high life. Piano was also this year, but I didn't even have time for that. With the other two, let's drop out the but. There's too much but. We'll get lost with all the buts. With the other two, I believe I can get a good score. With hard practice. Well, we've already got a with. I'm going to keep your with, and I'm not going to use mine instead. I want to keep your words. I want to keep your words. As for. That's a good Japanese thing. Watashi wa, watashi ga. Okay, everything is well about that. All right, I want to go back to this up here. After a 2-day band training, the Lunar New Year's Eve. Oh, we don't do that. Lunar New Year's Eve is coming in 5 days. Let's put a period there. I'll go to Pingdong and have a good time. All right, here's the thing. We don't talk that way. We don't say I'm going to go have a good time. Well, we do. Do we talk that way? Here's what you say. We don't say I'm going to Pingdong and have a good time. You ready? We talk this way. 4. I'll go to Pingdong for a good time. That's how we talk. We took the two ideas and we linked it together with the dative preposition. One of these. And it's 4. Okay? Make sense?
Yes.
All right. I'll go to Pingdong for a good... There. That's what I want. I've been waiting to tell you that. I wanted to get on that. Hold on a second. I want to say that... Did we finish the one from last week? Edited. I don't know. I guess we did.
Yes.
Yeah, we did. Okay. Because wasn't there one that we didn't finish and then we finished it the next week? Oh. No. All right. That must have been another week. Okay. No, I wanted to hurry up because I wanted to get to computer if we can. Let's try. Let's see what we can get through. We still got about 20 minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes. Piano was also this year, but I didn't have time for that. Okay, so we're explaining. I'm just explaining all this so that the reader doesn't get lost. Now, the competition, is this for Erhu and Symphonic Band, or are they at different times?
They're both in March.
Okay. Both competitions, I'm just changing this normally, are in March. And my school we're just going to forget that you wrote that. And my school has a big test before them. No, just before. That's okay. You can do that. You're allowed to say that. You can say just before or after. And what's happening is this. It's a modifier destination. Or it's a modifier time. In fact, you know what? I want to check something here. Let's ask our AI bot. Are before and after we can play after everyone else finishes. What about this sentence? Is it in Okay, well, what about see, this is the thing. What about we can go home? See, this is the problem. Actually, home is widely that's just stupid. I think that's so dumb. That is so stupid. All right, okay. Before and after. This is where the English teachers don't know English. Home is not an adverb. So a relic of Old English. Does the adverbial use make sense? I don't think it's a noun. I don't think it's an adverb. I think it is a... I think it's an accusative of destination. That's a brilliant observation through the lens of historical linguistics. Look at that right there. Look at that. It agrees with me, and it even says there's even a look at that. Look at that. It says I'm right. It says I'm right. In Old English, go home was an accusative. And I can tell because of the way it was used. Look at that, buddy. Look at that. Okay, this has been fun. This has been fun. How did we start this? That's really a lot of fun. I need to make a note here, man. I need to make a note about this because we're onto something here. The PW Annex. Okay. There we are. And one other thing. Before we can go home, we can go work, we can go before, we can go after. All right. Okay, sorry, Roy, about that. I'm just making notes. I guess we'll take a little bit more time for class because my next student canceled, so we're getting extra class time. How's that?
Great.
So they're right there. Based on Old English, my view of home is right. I don't think home is an accusative of destination, and they'd say that. An accusative of motion indicate the goal or destination of the motion. Look at that. In both Latin and Old English. See, this is the thing. If it was that way in Old English, then it's that way in the New English. It's just hiding with the spelling. I don't think, if you understand noun case, Roy, if you understand noun case, and this is my case system for English, I made this. But if you understand 名词个, English grammar will make much, much more sense. Because 600 years ago, English nouns did have case. And we still, now they don't have that spelling, but we use them the same. We just don't see it in the spelling. And your grammar, our grammar today is so confusing, it doesn't make any sense at all. And that's an interesting thought. That's a very, there's a case for a pedagogy with that. Tomorrow, the national competition's organizer will choose a specific song for the contestants to play. Okay. This is good use of an apostrophe. Bravo for that. I'll give you extra points. Between Erdo and Symphonic Band this year, I believe I can get a good score with hard practice. As for the other two, I believe I can get a good score with hard practice. Okay. Tomorrow, the national competition's organizer will choose a specific song for the contestants to play. That means I have to prepare seriously for now. Oh. Now, this is very good, but it's not conventional English. But it's very good, and I'm going to keep it because I like it. Okay, one second. Both competitions are in March, and my school has a big test before. Now, it's your school or is your national exam?
My school exam.
Okay. I'm afraid I won't have much time to study, So I studied some lessons myself. What lessons? Music lessons or school?
School lessons.
Okay. So I studied. Okay. Here's what we do. Because lessons are oftentimes associated with music, especially if we're talking about music. So I studied for some classes. Now I know what you mean. Okay. And really, in school, you don't study a lesson. You teach a lesson. So the teacher is teaching a lesson, but you're not learning the lesson. Well, we can say that. You learn your lesson is usually someone who's angry. Did you learn your lesson? If you're talking about telling Taiwan's government how much to pay for a stadium, probably not. But if John Bon Jovi comes, make sure we cancel his event with a typhoon that never happens. And we won't learn our lesson there either. So I studied for some classes myself. I hope I can know the knowledge easily. Okay, you got a lot. So I studied for classes myself. Let's just end that thought because we don't want to link the thoughts too much. We'll get a run-on sentence where we have too many independent clauses or too many dependent clauses that don't depend on anything. Or any dependent clause that doesn't mean anything. I hope I can know the knowledge. Knowledge is known by definition. How about understand? There. So you're previewing these things, right?
Yes.
Oh! Well, let's do this then. I previewed some of the classes myself. Ready for this? We're going to use a different dative. Well, between would go in here. Between would be one of these prepositions. It would be a located preposition, between. Between. It'd be a different dative. With is a common dative preposition. Between is not so common. But it is a preposition. I hope I can understand easily between my personal study and we need the because explanation. Let's just correct that. Okay. Tomorrow, the national competition's organizer will choose a specific song for the contestants to play. That means I have to prepare seriously from now. This is unconventional, but it is correct, and I like it. Normally we'd say from now on, but you don't have to. So, let's not. But the most important thing is to have a good time during the Lunar New Year. All right. You ready for this? Have a good time is enjoy. The Lunar New Year and winter break, they are a month. You ready for this? I hope I can. Okay, you see what we did there? Because we already said it. Where's our 12 rules of English? English says everything once. And you already said it up here. Okay. Now you missed one part. Okay? I hope I can. And that's how I'll make sure I get a good score on the test so that my parents, Asian parents don't feel like their life is a waste. Okay, all right. Now it's complete. Okay? Okay, now when Roy does this with his nose, that's his signal to me that he doesn't agree. So I'm going to take that out. Okay, that was a joke. That was a joke. Okay, that was a joke. I was going to take it out anyway, all right? Okay, that was... But Roy, where's your test? And that's how I'm going to do good on the test. Where's your test? Huh? All right, let's look more at this. After a 2-day band training, Lunar New Year's Eve is coming in 5 days. I'll go to Pingdong for a good time. This winter vacation is wearing me out. I used up a lot of time preparing. Between Erhu and Symphonic Band this year hosts the only national music competitions of my junior high life. Piano was also this year, but I didn't even have time for that. As for the other two, I believe that I can get a good score with hard practice. Here's one problem. We've got two, so it's plural. Both competitions are in March, and my school has a big test before. I'm afraid that I won't have much time to study, so I previewed some classes myself. I hope I can understand easily between my... Oh, comprehend. That's our word. Tests are about comprehension. We study and understand it's called comprehending. Comprehend. I hope I can comprehend easily between my personal study and the teacher's explanation. Tomorrow, the National Music Competition's organizer will choose a specific song for the contestants to play. That means I have to prepare seriously from now. But the most important thing a lot of nows here. Well, you won't start now, though. You're going to take your rest in the new... You're going to go have a good time in Pingdong first, right?
Yes.
How would we say this? Because you're not going to do it now. There you go. Because you've got Lunar New Year, winter break. It's a whole season of all these things. You see, for, in America, we have 2 weeks Christmas. We call it Christmas break, but you've got Christmas, and 1 week later, we have New Year's. New Year's. So we call it the holiday season. And arguably, it even starts with Thanksgiving 1 month before. So that means I have to prepare seriously after the holiday season. But most importantly for now is to have a good time during the Lunar New Year. we need one more thing. I hope I can. I hope I can. I'll be in Pingdong after all. I mean, listen, man, if you can't have a good time in Pingdong, then you can't have a good time. Now, will you go to Kending?
No.
Oh, well, then maybe you won't have a good time. Okay, sorry. Is Pingdong, you've got family?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Pingdong is a nice, easy, relaxed place. It's hard not to have a good time in Pingdong. Okay. Are you ready to record?
Yes.
After a 2-day band training, Lunar New Year's Eve is coming in 5 days. I'll go to Pingdong for a good time. This winter vacation is wearing me out. I used up a lot of time preparing. Between Erhu and Symphonic Band, this year hosts the only national music competitions of my junior high life. Piano was also this year, but I didn't even have time for that. As for the other two, I believe that I can get good scores with hard practice. Both competitions are in March, and my school has a big test before. I'm afraid that I won't have much time to study, so I previewed some classes myself. I hope I can comprehend easily between my personal study and the teacher's explanation. Tomorrow, the national competition's organizer will choose a specific song for the contestants to play. That means I have to prepare seriously after the holiday season. But most importantly for now is to have a good time during the Lunar New Year. I hope I can. I'll be in Pingdong after all. Now, there's one more thing. I forgot that, so I said it. But now we need to add it there. Okay, that's good. We're going to leave that. Let's do a little bit with computer. You got time? You got a minute?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go find... You're here. We were here on Kodia, right? Okay. Where were we last time? Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Look for the bare necessities. Again, of your worry. Okay. Wait, we don't need that. Yes, I'm a Halo fan. Okay. Let's go see where we were last time. In fact, let's go see where we were last time. Last time was 7-11. So this is lesson 7. We got to get down to 11. Now, what were we doing? We were zipping files, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this, as I recall, yeah, I had to change that to Kodia because I changed the name of the class to Kodia. Okay. Unzip Kodia D. So when we do zip and unzip, and there are zip files. Do you know what zip files are?
Yes.
Okay. And you know that they're stupid, right? Linux has been using something much better than zip files for many, many years. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to unzip Kodia. Now to look at what's happening in here. Go here, Kodia School. There we are. I'm going to move that down here. So this is what this here is this here. Remember that? In fact, let's make this easier to look at. Let's pull this down here, get all those nasty tabs out of the way because we're not using them. Make this all a little bit easier here to look at. Okay, so all these here, Kodia, zip, that's this right here. Compress, copy to directory. Compress, copy to directory. All these are here. File 1, file 2, file 4. Okay. All these are right here. Now, I don't know what that is, so I'm going to delete it. In fact, I can do it this way. Remove L. Oh, I'm sorry. It thinks that that's a flag. So I have to put it in quotes so it's not a flag. Huh? Remove L. Really? What if I cancel that? Really? Okay, I had to do the full path. Don't start your files with a dash. It'll think that it's a flag if you try to remove it. So now if I look at it, there we are. Let's clear things out. Clear. Okay. That's easier to look at. Okay, so we're going to unzip this. Now I could double click on this and look inside, and that's what we get. This is the whole class. That's our entire class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The whole class is right here. It's in the directory Kodia. That's all inside the zip file. We're going to extract that using this right here. So I'm going to click the copy button. Put it in. Now watch. Here we go. Boom. And there it is. Kodia right there. In fact, there it was before. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna delete that, and I'm gonna just do it again so that we know what we're looking at. So here we are. I'm gonna run this command, and it's gonna pull that folder out. This folder here, it's gonna pull out, and it's gonna put it there. Okay. There we go. Oh. See, now, got another problem. No, it's saying, I'm sorry. We just unloaded it to compress. I need to cancel this. I'm lost. Okay, we're right here. I'm going to open, now we're in this folder here, compress. We're working here, but we're going to put it in the directory compress. So whatever's inside, which is this folder here, we're going to put it in the compress directory. So destination is to put it here. If I don't do that, it'll just put it here when it's already there. So we're going to put it in compress. So we're going to go there. We're going to run it. And boom, there it is. Okay. And there's all the same files that we could find looking in here. So rather than using this thing and then dragging it out, we did it all in the terminal. Now here's another thing too. It showed us every single file while it was working through it. That's typically called verbose. We can turn that off. We can hide that. We can hide that. But it's not a big deal. We don't have to. So if I go to compress, there it is there. Okay, just like there it is there. Okay, if I go into Kodia, there it is there. They're all in there. Okay, so we just used the unzip command to extract everything from the zip file. The alternative, we could just do this and then we'd say where to go. We could use the graphic interface. But here's the thing. When you're using your server up on the internet, you don't use that window for stuff. You want to use the terminal to go there. The terminal is much more powerful. Okay. Plus it shows you a history. I won't use the terminal for everything. If I'm busy, I won't use the terminal. But, maybe I will. It all depends. Okay. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this file in the compressed directory so that we can just go in here and not worry about these other files. Okay, so I'm going to copy that. So we go here. I'm working in this directory, but watch what happens here. I'm going to copy it. Boom. Oh, we got to go back. There. Now we're in 201. We're in 201. So let me run that. There we go. Okay. So there it is. We just copied it into here. Are you following me? Is this making sense? Do you see what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay. So we just copied it. Now here's the thing. When I have a lot of files to copy, like on my iPhone, I copied 400 gigabytes of video off of my phone onto my computer last week. I did not use the pretty window to do that. I opened a command terminal like this, and the videos were all over the place. On an Apple phone, they're in many different folders. So I wrote up a little list. CD space, this folder, copy all files like this to the destination. Then made another line, CD space dot slash the next folder, and then do it again. And I made a little list of commands to do it all. I copied them all, I put them in the terminal, and I walked away. And I came back 3 hours later, and all of it was done. Okay? If I had to use this window, I would have had to sit here and babysit the whole thing. Or I would have had to go set like 10 different things copying, and then it tries to copy 10 things at the same time and really slows down and maybe crashes. Okay? So when you really have a lot of work to do, the terminal is the easy, clean way to do it. Because if you try to copy with the window, then your computer has to keep up with the window the whole time. All right. So we're in compress. Let's go into our compress folder. And let's just look at everything here. Okay. So it works. Now I put Kodia there because I wanted you to see what it looked like to open it up. So we don't need this. Look how big it is. 744229er. We don't need Kodia for now, so I'm going to remove it. And then I'm going to go back up a directory. Back here. Now, here's the thing. This is where these lessons will go. There is an older tool than zip. It's called TAR. And it stands for Tape Archive. And it used to be this. So I explain a little history here for you. People used to put computer stuff. You've seen it where people store computer stuff on tape like this. You see? There's all kinds of data. This was a computer. And there was all kinds of data stored on these. These are all data tapes. Now, some of these tapes you could use for music and sound, but a lot of it was for data. And so when it came time to store the data, they couldn't copy lots and lots and lots of files onto the tape. It's a different type of tape, but it's the same thing. They couldn't do that. You have to put everything into one file first. See, that's the nice thing about the zip file. All these folders and files and everything, it's in one file. So if I want to download all these, I just download that one file, and here they are inside, and I can pull them out, you know. But it's one file for download, right? You with me?
Yes.
And when you download or upload a file, your computer and the internet will talk. I'm starting a file. Okay, you're starting what file? I'm starting this file. I want that file. You want this file? Yes, I want this file. Okay, I'm sending you this file. Okay, I'm getting this file. Are you getting it? Yeah, I'm getting the file. Okay, I got the file. You're finished. You're finished? Yes, I'm finished. Okay, we're done. It does all this talking about every file. And if you are downloading all these files, it will have that conversation for every single file and folder here. And it will take a long time. If it's one file, then it only has that conversation one time. And then it just has the time it takes is the size for the data to come down. However long it takes for the data, the size of the data. Okay. And then it's just pure bandwidth and file size. But you can take a large file and its data bandwidth takes less time than all those little conversations for all the files. So for upload and download, you still want one file. You know, maybe 2 or 3 is fine, but not 20, not hundreds. And you want to keep everything together. I got these files from that website. Good. Keep it together until you're ready to put it somewhere. Well, the same thing would happen with tapes. Before they can put stuff onto a tape, they need to do that. Now, they were doing this long before upload and download, before there was much internet. Okay? I mean, CIA invented internet in the 60s, but computers didn't really use them until maybe the 80s. Not normal people anyway. So, they called it a tape archive, a tar file, tape archive. And they were doing this maybe even the 70s. Let's go back. This is a great conversation, but I want to start a new one. When did Unix and Linux... Wait, what did Unix? Linux was 1995, I think. When, or 92. When did Unix first use tar files for tape backup? 79. 1979. It was using tar files for this. That's where it comes from. Well, we get to the internet today. Do you know what tar is, Roy? Okay. And you know that a tar ball will collect junk. It'll collect many things. You know this? So they started changing the word. See, this is a tar ball. We get tar balls in the ocean. The ocean will just make tar balls. See? Now that's on a road, I think. But see, that's just from the ocean. See, it collects junk. It's sticky, and it collects garbage. So, what they've done is they've changed it. Today they don't talk about a tape archive file because we don't do tape archives anymore. We just do the file. So they call a tar file, they call it a tar ball. This .tar file, they'll call it a tar ball today. Okay? But it comes from tape archive, and then they changed it into tarball on idea. Are you following? Does this make sense? Are you with me? Do you understand this? Okay, but it starts with tape archive. That's where tar comes from. Okay, but they'll call it a tarball. Okay, now I can take this. Okay, so I'm here. I'm going to take this folder again. Instead of putting it in a zip file, which was DOS and Windows in the 90s, I'm going to go back and we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to use a tar file from 1979, an older way of doing the same thing. This zip file, when they made zip files, it was not anything new at all. It was nothing new. They were just using a different name than .tar, and they were using it in Windows and DOS. It was in DOS first. The command line, the computer was only this. There was nothing pretty. There was no browser. And so they use zip on the Windows PC computers. Linux wasn't as widely used. Well, we're going to go do the same thing. It wasn't a new idea. We'll do the original idea. And this is the command, tar, and then this means compress. V means verbose, so we see all the file names like this. Remember we saw all the file names? We saw all the file names? That's V for verbose. Verbose means to see, it means to talk a lot. Verbose. Verbose. Okay, verbose. It's a good word, verbose. Means verbal. It's like verbal. Verbal. Okay. So we have a V. C means compress. Means we're going to put it in. Or no, create. I'm sorry, not compress. It means create. We're going to make something new. We're going to be verbose and show output in the terminal. We don't have to. And F means we're going to use a file. I'm going to tell you the file from this. Because I might not use a file. I might pipe into this and have another source. But I'm going to get it from a file from this. That's going to be the file we want. And I'm going to source it from this. Okay. So C means we create this file. And F means we get it from that. Okay. I believe that's what that means. Okay, so I'm going to run this here and watch what happens. We're going to get a tar file. There's our verbose. It went through all the files, and it produced a .tar file. The same file they used in 1979 for tape archives. Okay? All right. Now, that was fun. We're going to list and see what we got. Here's our tar file. Here's our zip file. Which one is bigger? This is the size. Which one is bigger?
The tar file.
Right. Now here's why. The tar file is not compressed at all. The zip file uses file compression. They use a way to make the files smaller. You can't use them, but you can download and copy them. And then when you pull it out of the zip file, it takes its normal size and you can use it. This is not compressed. They don't make it smaller at all. Okay? We'll get to that. Okay? Now, I'm going to put that tar file in here. Okay, so I'm going to come back down here. I'm going to copy that tar file into compress. So watch, that tar file is going to copy into here in just a minute. Boom, there it is. So now I've got our tar file. Now I'm going to come into compress. Here we are. And those are our, excuse me. Those are our two files. The tar file is bigger. Now I can open the tar file with this X. That's extract. That's open. C is create to make a new one. X is extract to pull it out. Extract. Okay? Extract. All right? Now, are you still with me? Are you tired? Can you keep going? Is this interesting?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then I might finish this lesson really, really fast, but I'll do a lot of stuff fast so that you can see the point. I might go really, really fast so you can see it. If I go really fast, sometimes you see stuff better in a time lapse and you understand it better, you know? You know a time lapse, right? You know, time lapse video? Sometimes you can see stuff better in a time lapse video. So I might go really, really, really fast so you can see what we're doing, okay? So everything we've been doing to extract, to compress the file, to put this folder in, and then to take it out and to put it in, I'm going to do that really fast with many tar files, okay? But it's the same thing. So I'm going to open this up, extract, verbose to see everything from the file, kodia.tar. Here we go, we'll put it in, and here we go. We're going to open it up. There it is. We just pulled it out. And we listed the files, and we did. Very easy. So, LSL, there's everything. I don't need Kodia anymore. All right? Now, I don't need Kodia. Now, this is an uncompressed tar file. It's ready for tape archive in 1979. Well, you take this and then you take your tape, you take this thing here and you plug it into your computer and you type whatever it is, copy, you know, kodia.tar to, you know, F drive, whatever, you know, something, F colon, however you're doing it, okay? It'd probably be dev sd, you know, h or something. Whatever they did. Okay. Now, I'm going to copy it into a compressed file using XZ compression. XZ is a compression tool. It's a compressor made for tar. So watch this. Watch what happens. I'll do this and it will replace the tar file. It will delete the tar file and make a tar.xz file. Watch. See that? Now I have a tar.xz file. You see that?
Yes.
Now, which one is smaller?
tar.xz file.
So, which one is better at making files small? The Windows zip one or the old Linux tar tool?
Oh, Linux tar tool.
If you want to compress your files and make them small, you need to use Linux. Now, you can buy stuff to use Windows to open this. But in Linux, it's free. Because all the Linux people use it, it's just part of Linux. XZ is a part of Linux. Okay. Now, I'm going to do D for decompress. XZ's D flag is decompress. So watch this. Now watch, the tar XZ file will disappear and it'll turn back into a tar file. See? Back into a tar file. Okay. So if I do LSL, it's back to its original inflated full-size tar file. There, 2.8 megabytes. MB. 2.8 MB is what that is. This would be 700K. 744K. All right. Now, I'm going to do this. I'm going to open up the tar. So you can use XZ to convert a tar file into a tar.xz file directly. Okay, you see that? You get that? But we don't need to do all that. Let's go back to the beginning. I'm going to pull this file out, this folder. I just pulled it out. Extract F, but there was no V. I didn't use V, so we didn't see all the stuff inside. V is to see all the stuff inside. I didn't use V because I don't need to see all that. Okay? Remember, we used zip. It showed it to us. We didn't even ask for it, and it showed it to us. Okay? All right, so we're going to go from here straight to the tar.xz file. But I want to make a, well, we just did our list. Oh, okay, no, we need to, again. There. So now we've got these. That's what we're dealing with. Those three, the folder and the two archive files. We're going to do this. We're going to take XZ and we're going to do create, which means make a new one. Leave the tarball there and make a new tar.xz file also. And we're gonna output to new file. That's important. We got to do that. So watch this. It's going to create a new file. We took this and we XZ compressed it to make a new file. We didn't replace the old one because we did it with this and then our new file. Okay. So list all. There we go. That's our 515K file, smaller than our 744 zip file. All right. Now, you can do this all together. I'm going to delete these tar files. We don't need these. We're going to be doing a lot with tar later, so I'm going to delete those because we don't need them. Now, I'm going to start going really fast. Okay? And I'm doing the same thing just again and again and again really fast and a little different. Okay? So don't try to understand everything. Just try to get the big picture, okay? But I'm only doing the same thing. So let's go back. This is where we're starting. My head is cold. Okay. We do tar CF, create the file. We need this here. That'll be our new file. From Codia, pipe into XZ for compression. And then output to our tar.xz file. This is how to go from this directly to a compressed tar.xz file. You got it? You with this? You found? And remember, pipe. Output becomes input for the next command. That's a beautiful thing about Linux. Okay? Here we go. Straight to our compressed tar file, and there we go. Straight directly from this directly to that. Okay, are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. And this is what I just explained. All right, I'm going to remove this now. And I want to make sure that we can see what we've got. This is a simpler way. If I use F, I have to have a file name. Well, how about we just skip that? We can just do this. And it's the same thing. Boom. Okay. All right. So, we have a command to go from folder to compressed tarball using XZ. Now, I'm going to pick this up and go super fast. Normally, we'd end the class here and we'd go on, but I'm going super fast with you. I want to copy in my tarball. So I'm just going to copy that in and get ready. There's my tarball, my original big fat tarball. Right there. Big and everything. I'm going to compress it at level 2. XZ has different compression levels. And we're going to call that 2. And let's see how big that is. Okay. Now, this one's a little bigger. You see that? It's still XZ, but it's not full compression. It's a little bit bigger. But which one is smaller? The big XZ file or the zip file?
Big XZ.
Even a big XZ file is smaller than the DOS PC zip file. You get what my point is here. Now, XZ is the most recent compressor. That's the newest one. It's probably only 10 years old. The first compressor was gzip. After they had tar, they said, we need a compressor. So let's ask, when was gzip created for tar? '92. Oh, it was for Unix Compress, but it was released. Okay, so gzip came along in 1992. It had a compressor before, but apparently had a compress command before. All right, so gzip is old. So we can do and you'll see gzip files on the internet. If you do anything with software, you will see gzip files, and you wonder what the heck is this? It was the first one really to work with tar files that replaced compress. So I'm going to do this. It's going to change the tar file into a gz file. You see that? Okay. That's what the gz is. You're going to see .tar.gz. You're going to see this stuff. And I'm letting you know what it is. That's gzip. Now, let's have a look. You see how big that is? It's still smaller than our zip file, right?
Yes.
But it's pretty big. Okay? I don't need the big old one. Which one do I want? The big old one or the small new one? Which one am I going to want? The big old one or the small new one? Which one do I want?
Small one.
Right. Because we like iPhones. And we want them smaller and we want them newer, right? Right. Okay. iPhones always get smaller, right? Okay. So, I'm going to copy. I need my tarball again because I want to do more with it. Okay. So, I'm going to get my I still have my original tarball here. I'm going to copy it back in from the parent directory back into our current directory. Okay. There we go. So, there I got my tarball back. Okay. So, let's just see what we got. Tarball is still inflated and big and fat. Now, I don't need to do tar GZ. I can open up tar GZ and do it backwards. I can, just like I do stuff with XZ, I can do stuff back and forth with GZ all day long. Okay? But I don't need to. All right? So, I'm going to go directly from the tar file into the tar GZ file and create it. I can do that. Okay? And there we are. It's the same thing. It's still 667. Okay. Now, I'm going to get rid of my tar file here. And here's the thing. You can decompress just like D with XZ. You can decompress with GZ. So I'm going to decompress it. This GZ file will change into a tar file. You see that? It changed. We didn't copy it. Okay. Now, I want this for the future, so we're going to do that. I could go directly from this into GZ, but I don't really want to do that. Okay, my goal is not to teach you everything about gzip. You can find that out on your own. I just want you to know what it is. So we've got our gzip file. And we got a gz file. It's bigger, but it's still better than the PC zip. There's another one. After gzip was bzip. And after bzip came bzip 2. So nobody uses bzip anymore. Now they all use bzip 2. So you are going to see BZ files, and it's usually going to have a 2 for some reason, and that's why. It was bzip, and they didn't like it, so they used bzip 2, and so now we've got BZ2 all the time. So I'm going to bzip 2 Kodiak tar, and watch what happens. If I do that, the tarball here will change, and it automatically becomes a BZ2 file. All right? Okay, well, I'm gonna list my files to see what's that. Now, which one is bigger?
The GZ file.
Right. Which one is smallest?
The XZ file.
Right. So BZ2, is it an improvement? Is it better than GZ? Is this one better than GZ? Looks like you're saying yes. Yeah, it's better. Okay. I'm going to decompress it. This BZ2 file will change back into a tar file. Watch. Here it goes. Boom. Back to a tar file. Just a regular tar file. Okay. And then I'm going to list to see so we can see. There it is. All right. Now I'm going to copy it and create a new one. We're going to go to create mode and copy it and create a new one. Okay. So there we are, and I'm going to list so we can see. So we're getting a bunch of compressed files here. You see this? Now, here's the thing. We're going to extract. I'm going to get rid of this because every one of these has a Kodiak directory inside. Every single one. So if I extract, then I don't need this. I'm gonna, we don't want that there. So I'm gonna remove that. Okay, that's gone. And this is what we're dealing with. Now here's the deal. I can extract the file tar.gz. This is the beautiful thing about it. Every one of these is a tar file. It's just compressed differently. Okay? But they're all tar files. Do you understand that? They're a tar file and an XZ, a tar file and a GZ, a tar file and a bzip2. Okay? Are you with that? So tar can read all of these different type of compressed files. Zip is over in its own little corner all by itself. Okay? So I can take this and I can XF, extract the file, this. And watch what happens. There it is. I just pulled it straight out. Okay? All right. Again! Let's go. I'm going to remove the Kodiak file, or the Kodiak folder. And here's the other beautiful thing. We don't need the dash. When we're using tar, we don't need the dash XF. You don't need that. Tar is so smart and awesome, we can skip the dash. It's a beautiful thing about it. We can do the same thing with bzip2. It can extract the bzip2 file just the same. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. I'm going to remove our Kodiak directory. And now I'm going to extract the tar.xz file. Just the same. tar.xf tarball. So you can download any tar file and just do tar.xf and it'll pull your stuff out. Makes sense? Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, here's one other thing about this. We're almost done. So now, many times you will see a TXZ file or a TGZ file. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
We're instead of .tar.xz, we're making it a little bit simpler. Okay, so a tgz file would be a tar gzip file. A txz file would be a tar xzip file. Okay, so you will see those. In fact, Arch Linux, which is what I'm using, uses tgz files actually. Okay, or I think it uses tgz. It's very bare bones. Okay, last thing. You can also use a T command, a T flag on the tar command with any tar file. It's called take a peek. So I'm gonna bring this up here. And it shows what's inside, just like if we use the V, you know, it shows us what's inside. So from the terminal, I can look at what's inside and I don't have to open it up. I don't have to extract it. I can just look quick at what's inside. You see? Ready for this? I could look for lesson 7s with this. Watch this. Pipe it into a grep for lesson MD. And then I'm going to get all of the lesson 11 MD files. And only you see what I'm doing? Okay, you see this? Okay, so I'm not going to use take a peek to look through everything and go through everything. I just want to look for certain files. Or maybe I want to see everything in Codia 301. So I'm going to do this, but instead of lesson 11, I'll grep for that. And I can see everything in the Codia 301. You see what I'm saying? Okay, in that directory. Okay, so you're going to use it with grep. That's what that's for. But it creates the initial output to search, narrow down your results with the grep search tool. Okay, well, we don't need to look at all that, but I did that with the tar file. Do you think that I can use that T command with the GZ file and the BZ2 file and the XZ file also? Yes, I can, because tar can read all of these different tar file types. It can do it with tar.gz, tar.bz2, tar.xe. It can do it with all of them. Watch. Oh, look, it did it. Let's do bz2. Oh, look, it did it. Let's do it with xz. Oh, look, it did it. Okay? It does it with all of them. Now, here's another fun thing you can do. I used grep. Okay? I can also put it into a file. I can do output to file. This is a file, of course, because in Linux, everything is a file. Okay? This is their philosophy. There it is. Well, now I'm going to run my LSL to see what we've got. There's my file. It's a text file. Let's use getIt to open it up. Let's open it with getIt. There it is. Now I can look at the file contents. Instead of doing this and looking here, I can look at everything inside my text editor, and I can find for, 701, I can search for text in my text editor. Isn't that nice? Okay, yeah, nifty. I can do text things to look at. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, so I'm going to go up a directory, and we're going to go back here. I'm going to tar, create verbose the file, tar from copieder. Okay, I'm going to do that. So I just took copieder, which has these, a subdirectory and an also file. Okay, and this is the entire structure. All right. Now I can take a peek inside that quick, and there it is. See, shows me what's inside. The V does verbose to show me the output while I do it. T will show me what's in afterward. Okay, I can add to a tar file. So I'm going to take my tar file and put it in the compress folder. So here we go. We'll go back to compress. Here comes my copieder tar file. Okay, that's got my little directory thing. Now, I'm going to bring copieder into here. Excuse me. There's my copieder. Oh, here's my copieder. Okay, and I'm going to go back into my compressed directory. Now watch this. I'm in here now. I'm going to make 3 files. File 1, File 2, and File 3. I'm just going to touch the create by touching them. There. Boom, 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 boom. So we've got them. Now watch this. Tar. This is going to be create the file tarball from these 3. File 1, File 2, and copy dir. Here we go. And watch, we're going to get a copy dir files.tar file. There it is, files.tar file. Now I'm going to open up to show you this. Oh, well, I double clicked it and extracted it. Hold on. Not extract to, open with. The file roller. Okay. This is what's inside. The copy dir and file 1 and file 2. That's what I got when I copied these 3 things into that file. I got those 3 things. Okay. Are you with me?
Yes.
You following this? Okay, I'm going fast. And notice, when I double click on this, it just extracts it. Linux doesn't want to waste time with this. Oh, you're doing the file archive? Okay, let's just pull it out when you double click. That's what Linux does. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. If I do zip, it goes, oh, you're doing that stupid Windows garbage. Oh, you probably want to look at it, don't you? You know, because you're stupid. So we'll take all time. We'll waste our time. That's what's going on there. Okay. So, now, let's take a peek inside. Let's just take a peek. There it is. We just looked at this, right? Right? You know, we did there's file 2 and then our copy dir structure, right? You following this? Does this make sense? Right? Okay, you with me? Okay. Now, I'm going to R, which is remove. Oh, no, I'm sorry. R. R is add. With the R flag, you add. Now, tar doesn't need the dash. Other commands need the dash, but tar does not need the dash. It's special. We love tar for that reason. I'm going to add file 3. Now, what happens if I open this with the file roller? What happens? Let's just see. I want to see if it shows up. Here we go. Ready? Boom. There it goes. Oh, it didn't update it. File roller, stupid. I'd have to reopen it. Okay, now we can see it. Now watch this though. When I take a peek, this is the end of our lesson. When I take a peek, file 3 was added at the end. So now it appears at the end. It doesn't appear up here in order. Do you see that? Now I could put it in order with this. A little command called sort. And it will put them in alphabetical order. Isn't that nifty? Okay, well, I'm going to remove my Kodia R-Tech-Z file. We're going to review this. I'm going to get rid of this. We went really, really fast. We went from command 11 to command 93 today, bro. Oh, I need to call my next student. Okay, we're almost done here. So here we go. There it is. Okay, so this is what we've got. How to compress a folder. Kodia, straight to tarball. This command here. Okay, boom. Now, I can also skip over all this in just one command. If I can use a J, you don't need to do C pipe XZ. I can just do JCF, my destination file, the source folder, with the J. I can do that. Okay? And I put a J there. One command to create the tarball. And one command to open it up. XF. I don't think that should be there. There it is. One command to remove it. Oh, yeah. I just did that. Okay. So, there we are. That's it. You got the point. What's our best compression tool?
XZ file.
tar-xz. And tar, and you will see a lot of developers are using GZ files still because they did that a long time ago and they never stopped. and all their software keeps using GZ, and they'd have to change everything to stop using GZ. It's okay. We can download the extra megabyte. That's all right. I think it's stupid, though. If they're smart, they use XZ. Okay? But that's what that is. They're just stuck. Changing would cost them a lot of work. That's what that is. So I'm annoyed by it, but you don't have to hate them. All right. We're done, man. I'm going to change this to the next lesson. I'm going to move lesson here to lesson 8, and we'll move on next week. You learned about file compression today and had an English lesson. We had 2 classes today for you, yo. Okay? Tell your mom I'm not going to charge her any extra, okay? All right. Good fun day. See you next week. Wait, next week you're in Pingdong, and you're gonna stream your tour there. Is that right?
I'll see whether that is a tour or not.
Okay. Well, if you want, we can go outside, or we can just go wherever you are. It's fine. It's fine. We'll look forward to the surprise. I'll see you next week, Roy. I gotta go.
Goodbye, Jesse.
Bye-bye. And that ends our stream. Wasn't that fun with